Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel and I very much appreciate it. Okay, let's get into the first clip and let's see what's happening on our roads. Okay, in this clip here we're looking at that car there. It's in the right hand lane and it wants to make progress. What it decides to do is go to the middle, come to the inside lane as you will see, and decides to undertake everything. Here it comes, the Mini. Now picks up speed, undertakes these two cars, and it will actually fly by us. This is highly dangerous driving, happens all too often unfortunately. As it goes past us, we're going to take a forward view here. So before that car comes up, what we're looking at is these two cars. It's an additional problem. That car, that blue Mini, looking to rush through, is going to be confronted by these two. They're hogging the middle and the right hand lane, and they neither seems to want to move out the way of the other one. And then you're going to get this Mini come up in a second, and it's going to go right behind the car in the right hand lane and pressure this vehicle to get out the way. And this is highly dangerous. Look how close this Mini gets. This is really dangerous driving on the road. No braking space there whatsoever, but keeps the pressure on for that black car to move out the way. And it doesn't. As we go up the dual carriageway, we do get overwrought by other cars and we don't get to see what happens there. But fortunately it does resolve itself because there was no accident. But that was an accident waiting to happen, and that's some pretty poor driving. Okay, what we've got in this clip here is the car in front. It wants to get to the right hand lane. It indicates late. There it goes as a car from behind which has to brake to avoid him. He's now hidden by this vehicle here for going into the right hand lane, and someone comes down rather fast. There it is, brakes real late. That was a near miss. That person needs to pay a lot more attention when changing lane. That's a fail. Bit of bad driving there. Okay, we're on the A3 here. Now this is a bit of awareness. Look at this van on the right hand side. It's pinching over, and look, it goes on our lane right there, so we hold back. You've got to be careful here. So what's he up to? What's he thinking about? Is he looking where he's going? We're not sure, so we hang back. But as he moves forward, look, he goes onto the right hand side and pinches right there, so the car on the right has to take a little bit more room, be a bit more careful as he passes. So you've got to be careful. You've got to watch out for this, because if people are doing that, the chances are they're not really looking where they're going. They could be messing with the phone, radio, aircon, anything really. Just when we think we're done there, we have another van coming up on our right hand side, just about to pass us shortly, and it does a similar thing. So what's his mate? And he comes over and he gets towards the white line. He was in the middle and he pinches over and he's pinching over, and there we are on the white line again, and not staying central, wandering around a wee bit. And again, so we just hold back from there again. Don't want to get involved in that at all, because we don't know what they're doing. We don't know how much attention they're paying to the road. While that's all going on, we're going to have a little look behind us. And what we're looking at from behind us, again, a little bit of awareness, people speeding. Now we're doing just over 40. We're looking at this vehicle here, this Range Rover. And as he's coming down the road, you can see he's picking up quite a bit of speed there. Key thing is though, why didn't he utilise and move over into this space here? Because he's leaving at the next exit. But no, he powers on by, and then when you look at front view, you see him go across two lanes quite fast into the inner lane. It's totally inappropriate. Luckily he got away with it today, but another day, another time, and that is not going to happen in his favour, and it will involve other people as well. Again, it's poor driving overall, but we're going to keep this running a little bit longer. There's one more thing I want you to see here, which is a little bit baffling at best sometimes. Is people's thought when they're driving down the road. Look at the cars in the middle. No one's on the inside lane. And we've got a car joining here. Look at those four there. No one's overtaking anybody. But what's this car on the left going to do when he joins? Stay the left lane? No, let's all go to the middle lane. What the hell is that all about? There's nothing in the middle lane at all. Again, worrying driving. Now this clip here is about this van, this hot-headed driver. At least he's speeding, we're doing about 47, 48, at least he overtakes in the right place. That's about one positive, I suppose, but look at the speed. He's past us if we're standing still. Now while that's happening behind, look what's happening in front of us. That guy's approaching at speed. We've got another van in the middle lane, lane hogging. He's not overtaking anything. He's not exactly doing the correct speed, but he's standing in the middle lane, and then this van comes bombing past. He's going to leave at the next exit. He goes past and goes on the inside lane, but look at this, he's literally disappeared into the distance. And driving at these speeds is a complete recipe for disaster, and it's why there's a lot of accidents today. Okay, in this clip we're approaching a roundabout, and what we're really looking at is this van on the left hand side, and the one that will be behind him is a white van. We're approaching, the lights change. Now if you look in front of us, we've got plenty of space there when they go amber. And what do we do approaching? There's the white van, and as we go, there's the amber. Could both of these have stopped? One in front got through safely. What about this fella? Look at the gap there. We stopped easily enough. He come from behind us. Why didn't he? Rushing lights like this is, again, it's another recipe for disaster, and it's a bad practice. Okay, in this clip here, we've left the junction clear so cars can access and turn into it. But what we're looking at is this fella on the left. He actually doesn't want to queue, and he doesn't want to wait. So what does he decide to do? Something totally inappropriate for the given situation. And that is, he pulls out around and he comes through the gap. He doesn't prepare to wait anymore. This is definitely not appropriate. That space is not for him to get out there. It's for cars to turn in. Again, it's just poor driving, bad driving, shouldn't be done. We're approaching a bus on this clip with two cars waiting to pass. As we're approaching, they should have waited but didn't. The first one just about got away with, but the white was right up the arse of this car in front, pushed his way through. Shouldn't have done so. Again, it's just poor driving, but this happens quite often on the road, and I just think we would have a bit more respect for the learner would be nice. Now this clip here, the car coming down doesn't give way to his cars on his side of the road. He doesn't see that space. He doesn't see that one. He can't. Possible from where he was. Did he think we really were going to pull over here to let him through? Honestly, because there was a space there, we naturally slowed down. He couldn't see that. Look at the gap there. We weren't going to be able to get through that. He couldn't see that space. Anyway, if you look behind, we had a car behind us, so it's not like we could reverse or anything. But the car in front, the blue car, well done on them. They didn't get involved in that situation, and we move on. Okay, Rose Hill roundabout, favourite one. Look at this car on the right hand side there. You think they would know where they were going, wouldn't they, when they enter the roundabout? That they have to cross two lanes to go left here. Did they not read any signs on approach to have any idea where they were going at all? Very, very strange indeed. Again, aggressive driving there on the roundabout. I'm going to speed it up here. There's a little something else I'd like you to see further ahead. It is something you've seen on the videos before. Again, it's all too common. We've got a hospital on the right, so even more poignant. It's you know, it makes it that little more dangerous. But what we're looking at is the traffic lights coming up ahead. They're going to change, and when they change, what I'd like you to see is just further up the road there is a motorbike coming towards us. There he is. Could he have stopped for these lights? I think he could have done, but decided just to run the red light anyway. Okay, coming up to a roundabout again, it's quite clear where you should be depending on where you want to go. It's laid out very nicely indeed. This sign here on the left hand side says what lane you should be on the roundabout. They're lit up, very clear. But look at this van here on the right. He's come across from the inner lane, moving to the A3 Guildford lane. But where's he going? No, he's going left. So he's not interested in lane positioning whatsoever. Got to keep your wits about you with people like that on the road, because you can get easily cut up. Okay, and this clip is one of the ones I hate the most when I'm with my pupils. What we've got behind us here is a white car keeping the safest distance at the moment, but then changes his tone and becomes a complete idiot. I have no time whatsoever for people like this on the road. Impatient and ignorant in their application of driving. Here we go. No reason at all to do this. Passes our learner, excels the speed as we're slowing down for this button's indicating right. And that's my feelings about this particular individual. It's quite dangerous overall and is arrogant towards the learner. And this is really what my channel is all about. People like this. It's quite dangerous driving and I do not like it at all. Now the driving on this clip is almost as bad as the last one, if probably not worse. What we're looking at initially, we're coming up to a roundabout, but we're looking to start with the VW, which is behind this Honda. As you can see, we're in one lane. It will slightly filter to as we approach the roundabout. There's the VW. Where is this woman looking? She pulls to the right. It's just as the bike's about to pass. Did she look in a mirror? No. She ignored the bike altogether, though. He wasn't particularly happy. She wasn't particularly happy, sorry, with that. Then what we're looking at is our professional driver. And there he is, or she for that matter, on approach. Now, if we look to the left there, there's no lane there. Where are they going? It's our famous taxi drivers in their lovely Prius, and we know who they are. By the way, that car is going where we're going. So why are they over there in a lane that doesn't exist? It exists very, very shortly and becomes a 2-lane. But as you'll see from the front, there's no access where I am because we're being blocked by cars. And then they pinch around and push their way in. And again, it's just overall just poor driving at the end of the day, and ignoring that it was a learner that they were dealing with. Okay, car coming across. Should it clear the crossing? Yes, it doesn't, does it? What about the bike coming up? Look at the space there. 1.5 meters, I don't think so. The woman looking here to cross the zebra crossing, we know how that works, don't we? You know, if someone's looking across. But if there's a queue of cars on one side, if you're coming the other way, you've got to be careful. Does that person see her? Yes, no, either which way. She's ignored. She has to pause there before carrying on crossing. People need to pay more attention to that. Anyway, who's our dullard of this video? I think it has to be this person here without a shadow of a doubt. This for dangerous and totally intimidating driving which could have caused a catastrophe on the dual carriageway. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Please like and subscribe and take care until I see you again. Bye bye.